How many times does one person need to hit the reset button? And the answer to that question is as many times as you need to. I need to take things one day at a time. And for some reason, this feeling has been here for a couple of weeks now. We're going on like 3 weeks now. I have to find a way to make it work. I have to make it a priority. Channel. Happy Monday. It's the first day of a new week. It's the first day of a new month. It is March 1st today, and I want to do some reflecting now because it has been a couple weeks since I've done an update, and it is absolutely because I have been struggling. I'm trying to figure out why I'm struggling, how I'm struggling, and I realized I needed to hit a reset button. And I've said that many times on this channel. I've done that many times in the past 2 years on this WW journey. I started WW in 2019, February of 2019. So it's been 2 years, and I've hit the reset button quite a few times. And I realized I really needed to revamp things and hit the reset button and like slam on it. But I got frustrated when I was thinking about that because how many times does one person need to hit the reset button? And the answer to that question is as many times as you need to. So here I am. I went to my workshop on Saturday and it was great. And I finally spoke up and said that I was struggling. And my wonderful coach, Deb, said, you were quiet last week. I knew something was up, but you had to come to that realization and speak up when you were ready. And that's what I did this weekend. And I got some good ideas from my members. My workshop is like family, and whenever anybody is struggling, we all kind of like flock around that person and boost them up to give them suggestions, advice, let them know that, just because they're struggling doesn't mean that they're failing. And everybody did that for me. And I got a lot of great ideas for the week. I realized after doing some reflecting that I think that why I am struggling is because many reasons. Number one, I need to stop making excuses. That's the number one thing. We'll start there. But I also need to go easy on myself and recognize that this is a sensitive thing for me and approach it delicately while holding myself accountable. It's not easy to balance that. So the other thing is with my schedule, my work schedule. After I stopped to think about my schedule, I realized that so many people have crazy schedules, especially during this time. It's hard to plan when you're going to eat. So I am a school bus driver and I work from 6:30 until 9:30, then I'm home until 11 o'clock, then I go back to work from 11:15, and I'm not home until 3 o'clock. So that's usually around lunchtime. I'm still used to, and I guess I've been fighting this schedule since September, eating a normal breakfast, lunch, and dinner. So I started to think about how I can do these things, or how I can fit in my eating, my food, and maybe plan ahead better. Because usually before I would be coming home at 9:30, I would have breakfast, and then I'd go to work and I'd be starving by the time 3 o'clock came around. And then I would eat like another heavy meal and then graze, and then I would be too full for dinner, but then I would be hungry again shortly after that. And it was a bit of a mess. So I started to think about that. And I realized that maybe I need to, a while back, maybe in like the summer, I started scheduling my snacks. I called it my toddler step because that's what you do with a toddler. Nope, it's snack time in an hour. So I started thinking about how I could do that again. And I revamped my eating schedule so I can have a snack on the bus because I do have breaks between schools and whatnot. And I made a schedule. And as you saw in the beginning of this video, I started thinking about how I've never used the meal plan option on my WW app. I've always planned out my dinner, which I still do, but I realized I didn't really plan lunches or snacks. So I started to think about, especially since I need specific snacks that are high in protein with fiber to help hold myself over, keep myself full until it's time to have a meal. So I have those scheduled out. And I realized I can't just wing it because I'm often like, okay, gotta run, gotta go. And then one of the members in my workshop said, well, maybe if you do a little bit of meal prepping. And like, for some reason, I'm like against meal prepping unless it's for something like camping or whatever. I just feel like, oh, I'm going to be too overwhelmed. Well, you don't know until you try it. So I decided to plan out my snacks because my dinner's already planned out. Maybe not so much my lunches, but the snacks have to be specific to make sure that I am full enough and not grazing. So as you saw, I planned out my snacks and I prepped my snacks for my work week. Weekends are a little bit easier where I can just be like, I don't want that. I'll just grab something else and I'll have time to prepare something if need be. But now this week I have my scheduled snacks planned and ready to go. So all I have to do is grab them and go. And it wasn't that bad. It was a little overwhelming, but I think that the more I do it, the more easier it will get. So I think going forward on Sundays, I will continue to do that. But I feel that just like my pre-tracking, which really does help me, I feel that prepping my snacks and scheduling out my eating is going to set myself up for success this week. And the other thing is I need to take things one day at a time. I have a mommy vlogger that I watch on YouTube. Her name is Sunkissed Mama. And she's just such a wonderful, lovely, free spirit. And anyway, I follow her on Instagram as well. And I saw she had mentioned on an Instagram story, I believe, that she has been writing out her intentions for the day. And I thought, intentions, it's kind of like goals, but kind of takes the pressure off of you when you say my intentions are to do this today. So if you don't get to it, it's not a huge deal. And something as simple as that, for me, kind of is like a little eye-opening and kind of changed my mindset on how I'm trying to plan things out. Take the pressure off myself, but still try to push forward to do better each day. I started writing in my gratitude journal, and I've been writing out my intentions for the day. I did that on Saturday and Sunday and Monday as well, and taking it day by day that way. And another thing that was mentioned in the group was my workshop, because the topic was non-scale victories. And one of my members who I love, she had a seatbelt extender, and she said, this is my non-scale victory, and I'm going to keep this out as a reminder of how far she's come. And that triggered me to stop and reflect on how far I've come. And if you're new here, my journey has been a 12-year plus journey for weight loss. I highly recommend you watch this video up here of my entire weight loss journey. But basically, at my heaviest, I was 304 pounds. And I saved my pair of jeans that were the largest jeans that I've ever had, and they were size 28 jeans. So I decided to pull those out and to take some pictures to remember to focus on my non-scale victories as well, and to remember how far I've come to help push me forward to continue to keep going and remember that I've come so far to only come so far. I can do this. This year has been very much of a challenge for me, for all of us, trying to figure out the balance and trying to figure out where I fit in my healthy lifestyle journey. This video is already very long, so I probably won't be checking in with a video every day. Keep watching and I will share with you my weigh-in and go from here. Good morning and happy Saturday. I started my week out with good intentions, as I mentioned, and trying to do things differently. And throughout the week, I have been reflecting on how things have been going for me, and I'm noticing that mentally I am in the same spot that I was in my last video, which was a couple of weeks ago. So I'm still struggling and I don't know why. And it's not even a big struggle. I'm not gaining a significant amount. I'm kind of maintaining, and I'm wondering what's causing me to not push forward and continue on the path of losing weight. And I don't have the answers to that. For whatever reason, I'm still in the same mindset. And then this week I had started out with good intentions, and then I had some slip-ups. And somebody mentioned in the workshop, I did go to my workshop this morning, and somebody mentioned how they had a couple of slip-ups this week as well. But the way she mentioned it was in a positive way, where it was better than she had done the week prior. And I think that was kind of eye-opening to me this morning, because I went to the workshop. I weighed in this morning at 199, and I don't remember what my last weigh-in was, but I skipped weigh-in last week, and I'm down 0.4 since the last time I recorded a weigh-in. So I'm down, but I'm still thinking I'm not doing something right for whatever reason. I'm struggling with the all or nothing mindset, and I'm struggling with remaining positive and seeing my accomplishments, and instead I'm focusing on what I'm not getting done. I had a couple of slip-ups this week, but I did much better than I did last week, which I didn't record. I am struggling with recording. I'm struggling with being open. It's just, I'm in a rut. And I mentioned in the last video I posted that these feelings come and go. And for some reason, this feeling has been here for a couple of weeks now. We're going on like 3 weeks now where I felt like this, where I'm doing okay, but not enough to push me forward and accomplish the goals that in the back of my mind I want to accomplish. But for whatever reason, I can't take the next steps to accomplish those goals, if that's making any sense. I'm literally just venting and trying to figure out what I'm going through. I don't even know how to put what I'm going through into words myself. So I'm just kind of winging it and sharing this part of the journey with you guys. I'm forcing myself to look back and reflect at what I did accomplish, and I prepared snacks this week to help me with my journey. I did, with reflection, realize that 1 hour, or the part of the day that I struggle the most with, is when I come home from work. I tried this week to plan snacks that were higher in protein with fiber to help hold myself over. And I feel like having lunch at 3:30 is too late. So I'm really struggling with this schedule. And this is the schedule I've had since September. So I think I might be just fighting this and instead of trying to figure out a way around this. So I will come home and I will graze because I'm starving and I don't have any. Even when I had my planned snacks this week, this is why I'm saying where I slipped up. I would eat my planned snack and I'd still be hungry because it's not enough. So I'm still struggling with trying to find a new routine with the schedule, but with the light at the end of the tunnel. We found out that in my district, the kids will be going back to school 5 days a week, regular schedule, back to my old schedule on April 19th. And I am so relieved. Our numbers are going down. Things are looking good. Kids, there's no spreading in between the schools. So I feel confident with my kids going back to school full time, and I feel confident about me going back to my old schedule again. And it's such a relief, but that's over a month away. So I need to figure out something between now and then. So focusing on the positive, that was a big long tangent. So focusing on the positive, I did do a lot of prepping. I did try to figure out another schedule. I did increase my water, and I did track the majority of the week. So those are the positives. I wrote down in my gratitude journal every single day my intentions for the day, and I definitely want to continue that. I still want to write out in my gratitude journal every day and to write out intentions, but I do have goals. And I'm going to go back to my old way of keeping track of my goals with my whiteboard. For whatever reason, I stopped doing that. And because it's right there out in the open and I'm walking past it daily, it does help me. So I'm going to go back to doing that. And I'm going to keep it simple with my goals. My goals are to pre-track every day. And I would like to say that I would track everything regardless and have no slip-ups, but I'm going to take it easy and start with that to make sure that I'm able to accomplish that because I know I can do that. And then maybe next week we'll up that. And then 32 ounces of water every day. I need to get that in. I feel the difference when I'm not getting hydrated. And I know 32 ounces of water is not enough, but again, this is my reset again. My other goal is to find a time. I do have a time when I come home from work at 3:30 where I can go for a walk. And usually I'm very tired and I don't want to. So I'm going to be fighting this, and that's not a good way to help achieve a goal, but I have to start somewhere. I have to find a way to make it work. I have to make it a priority. So my goal is to go out for a walk once this week. So 32 ounces of water every day, pre-track every day, and go for a walk once this week, all while keeping track of this on my whiteboard. So thank you so much for following along on my journey. Thank you to those who have reached out to me, sent comments, messages. I do appreciate it. And I know I'm not alone in thinking that I'm in a rut and trying to figure out what works best. I don't know what works best, and that's the hardest part of my rut right now. I hope you found this video helpful. If you did find this video helpful in any way, please give this video a thumbs up. If you haven't done so already, please hit that subscribe button so you can continue to follow along on my journey. If you're struggling, we're gonna get through this. And that's why I picked up my camera and I still go to my workshops every week, because I know if I just keep pushing, I will get through this. So I hope everybody has a great week, and I will see you in my next update.